we need to talk a little bit about correlation here. We're taking events from different resources and bringing them together. If we use multiple logs as evidence, that gives us more value and more weight for the admissibility of our evidence. Because if we can see that the firewall recorded this event at this time, the intrusion detection system recorded it next, and those two are in a line. In other words, at the first second, and then the second second, and the third second when it arrived on this local machine, if we can record that here, now we've got three different sources saying this is proof. That substantiates that proof. So you want to collect logs from different locations. If this is an individual workstation and you're going after, say, an adversary in their house, you really want the logs from their modem or their router on the outside if you can get them. Now, what's nice with cable modems in a lot of cases is they actually do have a little bit of logging locally on them that can help you actually say that this person is on their workstation at this particular time. So you want to do good correlation. You need an externality there. Logs are there to help you with it, but one log alone won't do it. EnCase does have a really great tool for examining the Windows event log files. It parses, and it's also got what's called an nscript. So these nscripts, they actually are created by people, customers of EnCase, or of Guidance Software, and also third-party vendors say, hey, it would be really good if we built this script for Windows log parsing. They create it, and then they populate it. Either they give it away for free, or they populate it in the Guidance Software. It's like a little mini mall where you can pick up and pull down those scripts and pay for those. That'll help you. In this case, the people at Sweepcase actually did a really good job of building up this nscript. It doesn't rely on the Windows API to process the event logs. It just says, here, just give me the events, which is really nice. You want that to be external to the Windows API. Let's talk about Windows events. Now we've really got to dig into the Windows side of things. We looked at the syslog side of things. So we want to configure the Windows servers. We want to talk about Vista event logs and the fact that now the numbers have changed, the event log file formats, audit policy settings, system event logs, application event logs, security event logs, and interpreting file and object access. Okay, configuring Windows logging. So at a minimum, you need to, in an enterprise, log events for logging on and logging off. That gets a person at a location. User and group management, that changes in permissions and the ability to gain access. Any kind of security policy changes, restarts, and shutdowns. If you don't configure any of that in the window logging, at least you will get logging on, logging off, restarts, and shutdowns. So on an individual workstation or a small enterprise where they don't have any logging mechanism in place, these things are already there to some degree. When we want to configure Windows logging, there are three major logs. This is prior to 2008, application, security, and system. If you had a domain controller Active Directory in place, you would get file replication services log. Usually that domain controller was also a DNS server, so you'd also get a DNS events log on that machine. After 2008, go into the interface and take a look. The logging, the different granularity of the logging there, it's just, I feel just overwhelmed by it in a lot of cases. It's just huge. So take a look inside of there and realize that they've really broken these event logs apart. They've done a great job of giving it not just a facelift, but it is a really true new version. Vista event logs have changed. They've changed because they're now in an XML format, which is really elegant for reviewing those logs. It supports that central collection of logging now. So as of Vista, as of 2008, what we have is the same thing that they've had in syslogging for a long time, which is take these repository of events and put them in another location. You want to look at this command here, the wevutil. I don't know what that stands for, but it retrieves the event logs via the Windows Event Logging Service for the event viewer. So that's a little bit on Vista Event Logs. They've changed. If you've got old information prior to 2008, prior to Vista, really sit down and start examining this. The TechNet articles on this are incredible.